Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of the Daily High with your host Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Wow, I thought we were going to have a bonzer show today where the price was kicking off and things were looking great. Tone was texting me; he was bullish and happy, and the price dropped $1,500 in the last hour. So we're in a funny situation. Tone, how are you, mate?
I know. I was super bullish and super happy when I woke up this morning. And I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh man, it's still at 65. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. It's 66 and a half, not 65 and a half. I'm like, this is absolutely awesome. Oh, and my camera just started moving because I put a 5 up there with my fingers. It's really, really sensitive AI camera. And I was really bullish. And then while, prepping for the show, just watching the price bleed and bleed and bleed, it's super annoying. All right. Unless you have other announcements, let me go straight to the charts before it gets any worse.
Yeah, no, look, I've got no more announcements. Just please like and subscribe. Please use the affiliate links in the discount group below. Please join the Discord group. And I tell you why, we're doing the beta testing right now for Bangbox. We had a trade during that pump, our first official trade in the beta trials for Bangbox, and I pulled profit straight out. So I'm going to show you those results and can't wait to show you. All right, Tone, take it away.
All right, let's do it. Okay. All right. So this is the monthly chart. The monthly chart is a little concerning on an MRI top. I will say that of all the monthly MRI top candles that don't scare me, it is this candle because it is the fourth month of straight up consolidation. I am more concerned with a candle on a monthly scale like this, like what happened the month of December of 2020. Now, this is also not a very scary, concerning candle because the candle closed at the very top of the candle. So both of the current MRI top candle and the prior MRI top candle, while they are on my radar as potentially causing a big drop in the price of Bitcoin, they are not as concerning as other MRI top candles. For example, well, we haven't had them on monthly Bitcoin because they all either happen in consolidation or at the top of candle. So here's an example. This is an example of an MRI top candle that would scare me. Not only is the candle itself a down candle, the candle has come down already a massive amount. So this is the time, this was the MRI warning candle, and this MRI warning candle is the candle that I'm concerned about because it has already made a top and we are clearly on the decline when the MRI candle arrives. All these other MRI candles are not very concerning. This actually includes the massive MRI candle. Now, this one, I would be a little more concerned than, say, this is the November 2013. I would be a little more concerned with an MRI candle like this than an MRI candle in February 13th. And that's because of how massive this candle is. I mean, this is just completely unprecedented. So
Is
in
that the
order
biggest?
for me,
Is that the biggest candle by percentage? Yeah, it's the biggest month we've
it
ever
has to
had,
be.
right?
It,
Yeah, it
it, it
has to.
well, probably, right? Again, Bitcoin had some, like back in 2011, and you'd be surprised. This candle might have beaten it actually right here because of how much lower the price of Bitcoin was. No, it did not. Uh, it did not. So we have to go back to 2011. Like this candle definitely crushed it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but no, it did not.
Oh,
Wow. Came up short as well. Whoa. Yeah, that must have been the biggest candle ever for a month. So it literally has to be like a once in a generational candle that closes at the top in order for me to be concerned. Uh, but this candle is something we also have not seen. We haven't seen an MRI top come in with consolidation. So while this is more of an annoyance than some kind of uh, like a preview of significantly lower prices to come. I just happen to have the monthly chart open, so I might as well
but
talk
can you
about.
can you can you stay there for 1 second, mate?
Yeah.
I like this. I actually see this as bullish, to be honest. That the monthly MRI top. I know that there's not any kind of data to confirm this theory that I'm having here, but just eyeballing it right now, the fact that we didn't crack on to 125 $127,000 on this MRI top, that would make me way more concerned for the months that would precede that, to follow that, than this right now, to be honest. Like the fact that it's happening in consolidation, I think that we can just continue the MRI trend here. I don't see this as that scary, to be
Well,
honest, at all.
I agree with you, but I would rather be concerned with a couple extra condos and a Lambo than in the current situation, right?
If that was the daily time frame, if we were looking at the daily charts right now, you wouldn't be bearish, would you?
No, if this was a daily time frame, I would not be bearish at all. I would be cautious, but I wouldn't be bearish.
Right.
Okay, so the 4-day chart, the allocation chart, this was the chart that was looking most beautiful to me when I opened my eyes this morning with my alarm at approximately 7:30 in the morning. I am on New York time, I'm up in Pennsylvania, and this candle was literally green. It was right there at a 66.5 area, above two of the moving averages. Everything was looking like a beautiful reversal candle. At least we are off this little black line. Looks like we are rallying a bit right now as I speak. I am literally on my last, I'm literally making excuses for myself right now as to why I'm not lowering the allocation. Yesterday's excuse was that the markets were closed and I didn't have access to my trading account. Today's excuse is, well, we're rallying, and as long as we're rallying, there's no reason for me to panic. But the moment we go back down, the moment this sucker goes back below 65,000, and it looks like my trading day, the closer we get to 4 p.m. with the price below 65,000, I am going to pull the trigger and lower my allocation. This is literally the last stand for Tone Vase's 100% bullish position. We are on the daily scale now. We are perfectly aligned for the move. The low was made 3 days ago. The low was made on Tuesday. Yesterday was a holiday, and it's really good that the price didn't move one way or another yesterday on a holiday, because it would have been very tough to judge yesterday's crash or yesterday's recovery, it being a holiday. Today is the perfect day to completely analyze Bitcoin to get ready for next week, not even for tomorrow, for next week. Today's price action determines what I think about Bitcoin next week. Now, if Bitcoin goes down and closes the day below 65,000, loses the 128-day moving average, I mean, ideally closer to 64 and a half, below 64 and a half, I know what I need to do. I need to get the hell out of this. I'm probably looking at significantly more lower prices. On the flip side, a close above 66 makes me very, very bullish, not only into tomorrow, but also into next week. And that leaves this little gap between the moving average itself and 66,000. So this gap between 65,000, maybe even, let's say, 64.5 and 66,000, this $1,000 to $1,500 gap is my shit. I still don't know what's going to happen. I need one more day. So this is basically what's happening right now. So if I go to the 1 hour or maybe the 4 hour chart, would be a lot clearer. Oh, wow. We are in the cloud. We are in your
Wave.
wave, sorry. And yeah, so if I go to the 4 hour chart, the 4 hour chart gives me some hope that this pullback is already over, because we went fully above one of the moving averages, got rejected by the other, printed a green star candle, rejected by a moving average, being supported by a moving average. This is good. So right here, if I could, I mean, these are going to be Fibonacci lines, but I'm not really, I just want, I don't have the colors anyway. So if I do a parallel channel,
Bless you.
yeah, I have to sneeze. Okay, if I do a parallel channel here, so right here, I'm just going to use the tops of these candles, or even a little bit lower. Let's do what I said. From 66,000 right here down to 65,000. I'm going to use the bottom of that channel right here. Yeah, 64.9. And now I'm going to expand this to the left. Right here. No, I can use 65, not a problem. This channel here, if Bitcoin is in this channel, I need another day to figure shit out. If we are able to complete today above the channel, and I use the word today loosely, I don't necessarily need it at exactly 7 p.m. Or 8 p.m. whenever the candle flips. So I use the word day loosely. So if in the next 24 hours, maybe less, in the next 18 hours, Bitcoin resolves this channel and is either noticeably above, I'm super bullish. Noticeably below, I'm super bearish. And if it's in this channel, I'm still totally confused. And it's not going to take long for it to figure itself out at this point because the window is getting very, very narrow. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. I'll throw on a 1-hour chart. This is the chart that really got me upset this morning. I'm going to drop alphanumerics for a second here. And I didn't like this drop. I'm really liking this recovery. It was dropping into market open. Look how fast it's recovering. That is probably because the stock market is quickly recovering as well. Oh, you need to talk about Nvidia after Matt goes about Bitcoin. The S&P 500 on a 10-minute chart. That's Bitcoin on a 10-minute chart. S&P on a 10-minute chart. The S&P is starting to recover. We are coming up on 10 a.m. Starting to recover a little bit early. I'm going to give it a little bit more time here. We're number 7. Hey, 2 more candles. We're getting that MRI buy on a 10-minute chart, even though that's not priority for me on lower time frames. I think we're going to rebound here at 10 a.m. We've been going down into 10 a.m. Yeah, look how the S&P is recovering 10 minutes early, and Bitcoin's recovering as well. I would like for the show to last for the next 3 hours on a live stream. Maybe I'll do my own show later, but I am still optimistic. Like I said yesterday, I believe that out of all possible things, the highest percent chance at about 30 to 35%, we recover right here, right now. We do not go lower than 64,000. The lows are in. I think that this is a very good sign to watch on this Thursday. Matt, off to you.
Tone, that was fantastic. I love that, mate. I couldn't agree more. I'm bullish. I like the recovery. We'll see what happens. Um, I don't know. I like that too. I like that too. I'm gonna go into the charts right now. Before I go, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Please use the affiliate link in the description below. Please join the Discord group. It's a free Discord group to join. All you have to do is like and use the affiliate links that we have in the description below. I'll show you in today's episode why I think that you should do that. The daily time frame right now. We had a great bounce, which came to exactly the 50 simple moving average. The 50 simple moving average has been very interesting at the moment. That's uncanny, in fact, but it's not unusual. It happens more often than not. These moving averages I've got the 7, the 30, the 50, and they're relevant. There's nothing else to say. Bitcoin is continuing to drop right now. If this, as Tone said, starts to go below, I don't want to see this candle turn red on the daily time frame, or I would think that it's going to go lower. In fact, it could drop like a stone if it starts to get below this. It starts to turn
Well, like I
red.
said, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it close red. Like I don't care if it goes red, as long as it recovers with a vengeance over the following few hours.
It's an interesting point, but I feel like the recover with a vengeance should be happening right now. I believe that it should be happening right now. Tony, you're muted there. What do you think?
I agree that it should be happening right now, but considering the time of day, being 9:50 in the morning, if we were doing this show, let's say at 12:30 in the afternoon, I would be in 110% agreeing with your statement. but because it's still, I mean, your statement would be completely accurate 3 hours from now. Right now, it can still go red and recover.
Yep, that it could do bloody anything. But the
Yeah.
fact that every fact that every time it pumps, it's just getting hammered down, hammered down. And this again is another one of those signs that I don't like that we had the other day. We had it back here where the price dropped very, very hard and then bang recovered back to the point and exceeded it, in fact, the point that it dropped and just bang lost all of it once again.
Hey,
This
hey,
has done
Matt,
that again. Yeah, mate.
Matt, can I,
Go
can I,
ahead.
s- I'm gonna steal screen share real quick for a minute just to
Please.
show you
Please.
something. Like
Please.
this is crazy. Look at the 10-minute S&P candle and compare it to the 10-minute Bitcoin candle. They're literally a mirror
Inverse.
image of each other, which
Inverse.
is kind of crazy because you see the prior candle was an S&P reversal candle started to recover. This is the pretty much the 10 a.m. reversal candle already. Look how it's S&P's pumping. Like it even like it had a yellow arrow here for the MRI warning reversal, and that's already gone because it reversed so heavily on the reversal candle, and Bitcoin is not following suit. I believe that Bitcoin follows the S&P 500. So if the S&P 500 continues this 10 a.m. recovery, I think Bitcoin is about to recover. I mean, this is where the S&P leads Bitcoin. I know it's not always going to be, it's not a money printing machine. Like don't go 100x Bitcoin assuming that it's going to follow suit of the S&P 500 over the next hour or so. But shit, I've seen this happen way too many times
Oh,
where if the S&P is doing this and it sustains it for another hour, which it has a high probability of doing, I can't see
yeah.
Bitcoin not recovering.
I always say that the correlation between the S&P 500 and Bitcoin is directionally correlated rather than being like candle for candle or percentage for percentage or dollar for dollar. It just seems to be directionally. So if I agree with Tone completely here, looking at this, if this thing tears tears up and gets back to all-time highs, you'd have to assume that Bitcoin is going to have a rally and a good day as well. So we'll keep it. Let's come back to this. We'll come back to
Yeah.
this at the end of the show and see where it is. I'll be really brief, man. I'll be brief. I just want to go through a couple of things.
Oh yeah,
Hold
go
on.
back on screen share.
Give me a second, eh? Yeah, so look, just the fact that we dropped down and then we recovered to the 50 simple moving average, but it's also exactly the same price as the start of that candle there. I mean, that's it seems to do that a lot during downward markets where the price will pump back to the price that it was previously at the day before or whatever the day before that, and then bang back down again. I'm not totally bearish here as long as this candle stays green. And as just like Tone said, I want to see a recovery. I'm going to go down the times right now. See, like the 12 hour, you can see it perfect. Like these candles keep doing this, right? I don't want to see this get below 64. We'll call it 64,800 just to be generous. However, in saying that, this is the kind of trade that I kind of like. Like I would consider going long in this zone and then putting a very, very neat stop loss in around just below these moving averages here. This is the kind of trade I like. Look, especially looking at the S&P 500. I like this for a long right now. I like this for a long on the 12-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame. Look at this. Look at this. This is just a continuation downwards pattern. So it sounds like I'm going to contradict myself. Bang, 50 rejected, 30 rejected, 50 rejected, 50 rejected. This ain't good. This ain't good until we clear it. So, like looking at the 4 hour, it's very, 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 very clear that we keep getting pumped down on the 50. All right. If we can get through the 30, the 50 is going to stop it, right? It'll either go lower and put a lower low in at this point and then just continue the downward pattern, or we'll put in a higher low at any one of these points and blow through this when we finally come to the upside. But I don't know when that's going to be. Finally, today I want to talk about Bangbox because we had our first, as I said at the start of the show, our first beta test run, and there's still some bugs in the system. I think 30% of people didn't actually get their order filled, but we have. That's why we're doing beta testing to make sure that we get this right and perfect before we launch. But we did get it into a trade today. I was one of the lucky ones that got into the trade. With the other people. I entered the long position right here. We got into really good profit here and I closed the trade right here. And I took $376 US out on this trade. That's what Bangbox is for. To be running all the time. It's a 10x leverage bot, and just to be pulling profits and then keeping losses minimum. So if we go back in time a little bit here, like this is the bot wasn't on at this point, but like just right here during the testing, we got long here, closed the trade out here, is a minimal loss and saved ourselves from this. This is what we are building out for you guys. It's going to totally free bot. You just got to use the affiliate links. That's the only catch. If we got to here during this pump up, it would have closed that position out and taken 20% profit on the day. But instead, we probably took about 8% out. But hey, we're back below the pink line right now, so the bot has reset. And once we come above the pink line again, when conditions start to get good, it'll start firing again. This bot's going to fire 5 to 15 to 10, I don't know how many, it's completely random, times a week, only when the wave is green. So only when we're in a rampant bull market, it's a long only signal. But I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. So please join the discount group. Please join the Discord group below to find out when we've made sure that it's absolutely perfect. There's no bugs, there's no glitches. And then you're welcome to use it. Chuck $100 in it, leave it for 5 years and see what happens. All right. Tone, do you want to look at Nvidia?
I do want to look at Nvidia. So this morning, Nvidia pops like, I don't know, 5% or something. What is it up? It's up 3.5%, three and a quarter. And we're going to cover Nvidia every day right here because I am likely to short Nvidia next week. I think
You said
Nvidia is
last night
making.
you're shorting at 140. You said 140, you're shorting. Did you short?
No. What I said yesterday in yesterday's show
I've
is
got the
that I.
notes in front of me. 140.
Okay, let me re-explain. This is where a lot of viewers get confused. This is a trade based on the MRI. So this is a time-based trade. So the trade will not take place until a daily MRI comes, and that's not happening until next week. If we are only on candle number 6, tomorrow will be candle number 7. So the MRI top is not coming until like Tuesday. Now, what I said was, in a perfect world, when the MRI top comes, Nvidia is above 140. But the criteria to short is not a price criteria. The criteria is a time criteria. And the higher Nvidia goes before the time criteria hits, the more confident I am in the short position.
Yeah, love it, mate. I knew what you said, and I love it. Just wanted to clarify.
So other things are happening. So after the show, I went and put up the extensions. So you can see that in yesterday's candle, we completed extension A. In today's candle, we're completing extension C. And if we go up tomorrow, we will also complete extension B with just 2 more days to go until an MRI top. So everything is completing. So, which is great. This second consecutive MRI top does not set off additional extensions. So all these red arrows are coming in. So now if I do the opposite and I clean the MRI and I drop the trend numbers and I drop the extension details, none. So if I make it clean and now back out, you can see how all these red arrows are coming in, and then next week we're gonna get the MRI top candle, unless it crashes tomorrow and Monday, which I hope it doesn't. I want to see that daily MRI get printed next week, because when the daily MRI gets printed on Tuesday, we will be inside a weekly MRI. Now the weekly MRI has also completed extension C and extension A. I would love to see how close the weekly MRI is to completing extension B. We're going to pull up the numbers. We don't really need the numbers, but extension details all. And whoa, we are close. So next week is not only a weekly MRI top, it is an extension B top as well, completing all of the extensions that started from this. Wow. So we are completing everything next week, and next week is the completion of the final month before the MRI top month. Uh, I, I mean, the monthly chart does have additional extensions. So this is like not perfect, but even with the extensions, still having multiple months to go, it's okay. These extensions can actually keep going if it's just a 1 to 4 monthly correction. Again, I'm not expecting uh, an MRI top here to crash Bitcoin all the way into an MRI buy. Hell, that would be great, but I don't think my options are going to be, 2 years in time. But
Tone, how much thought have you put into that little hyperwave thing that you got running in the background there? That doesn't look very. I wonder if is that is there any significance to that, or did you just throw them in back in the
no, I
day?
mean, the reason why these hyperwave lines are so off is because of the split. So when
Yeah,
they were drawn, uh, they were drawn before the split, and now that it's split, and also I need to change this. This can't be, is it this? It
really.
has to be, oh, it's not percent, it is regular. Okay. No, that's right. Can't be log scale. Oh, it's not log scale. Okay. Yeah, it is regular. It's not log scale. Wow. No, this is insane. This is
Yeah.
if we put all right, what's going on here?
Let's get Tyler Coates on Socrates to have a gander at this.
Yeah, we should have him back on the show. Uh I'll chat with him. Maybe he'll have his own show on this channel. So if we do this, I mean it looks like it's an hyperwave. It looks like it's a number 4.
I
It
think you
looks
could
like it's
extend.
already
Yeah, you
in
could
its.
extend that red line tone. The three. Extend that. Oh, does that nearly work? Nah, it doesn't work. Damn.
I don't know.
Let them run married.
Yeah, this looks ridiculous. This looks absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, I am looking to time this top. I am gonna. You almost never see something like this. I mean, the last time this was one of my developers. Was it Titan? It was a stock called Titan. Uh,
Mm.
one of the MRI, my current MRI developer. He helped me code the MRI, and he was trading the MRI. This is why he was volunteering to code. And shout out to my friend Vinay who's doing this. He took this massive short trade. Oops, let me go back here. This was in 2019 when he was like smack in the middle of coding the MRI. June 19th, I'll show it to you. It's the same exact thing. This is what Nvidia is doing. If I go to, and we go to 2019 in June, there we go, right here. And I still have it marked. Wait till the MRI comes. This was a daily MRI right here on July 2nd. If I go to the weekly scale to July 2nd, here is the
Yep.
week of June 29th. So July 2nd would have been the second day of this red candle. This was a daily MRI, pretty much inside a weekly MRI. Look, extension C, extension A, extension B all took place along with the weekly MRI. This is what's happening right now in Nvidia. And this candle right here, June going into July, on a monthly scale in 2019 was this month right here. This was the month. This is July of 2019. He took this massive short trade, and there was extension B on the monthly scale. He took this short trade literally on July 1st in preparation for the daily MRI, and this thing fell 25% in a single month.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
This is literally what's happening on Nvidia right now as far as the MRI is
And
concerned. But
you know,
then
it's so
look at the
funny
stock.
because
But
he could have
but
he could have made the same trade twice. in
Right.
6 months.
Well, he couldn't have, right? Like, because now it's not lined up as well, right? So this is
Not using the MRI. The fact that the price bounced back to exactly the same price that it dropped
right.
from, and then it continued.
Right. Now, at the time, right, you got to look at it in real time. Here's the monthly chart of the stock. I mean, you can say this is basically Nvidia. Look, it went up from 300 rupees or whatever currency this is in, from 300 rupees to 1400. I mean, the stock was up like 4x in 2 years. And I know Nvidia's done better. And look what it's done since. So
Yeah.
just because you get this perfect MRI top to short the stock and you made 25% in a single month, it doesn't mean that the stock is gonna, go bankrupt, right? It can then continue and make another 4x from there.
Are we trading the wrong market? I've been watching the Japanese markets as well because the yen's in the toilet, but manufacturing is going through the roof. I keep saying it. If you look at your Toyotas, look at your manufacturing. When the yen deteriorates, manufacturing and exports boom. The stock market looks incredible as a flight to safety out here. I got to get involved.
All right, I think the show's lasted
Yeah.
already past its official time slot. And I will say this, guys. Look, shorting Nvidia is probably one of the most riskiest thing a person can do. The only reason why I'm gonna do it is because the MRI indicator is something that I trust, and this is likely to be the time that it's gonna be horribly wrong. It's only right in things like Titan. Man, okay, I avoided the sneeze. It's only right in things like Titan in the Indian markets that other people trade and not myself. I have the worst luck with this shit, but I'm going to trust the MRI. This timing, literally, the last time I ever saw a stock that was lining up with the MRI between daily, weekly, monthly plus extensions, that was the last time. It was that Titan trade. There was another trade that he did. There was a currency trade. I got to remember there was a currency trade. Maybe I'll look for it or I'll look through our chat history where it was the same thing. It was an FX trade where it was daily inside a week inside the month. He took that currency trade as well. Freaking crushed it.
The only thing I worry about with the Nvidia trade is the implications to the broader market if Nvidia was to crash. Where like some Indian stock that no one's ever freaking heard of, like who cares, right? But like Nvidia dropping, it has like it's more interesting. It's more interesting than any stock in the world right now. So that's why it makes it awesome. I hope you do it. I hope that there's a massive blow off top candle here so you can get your all the ducks and stars aligning at the same time from a great vantage point of $180 or something crazy, and you'll clean up on it. Uh, don't you take the trade because you're a systematic trader. If you want to be a systematic trader but you don't have the discipline, get Bangbox when it comes out. Join the Discord group. Use the affiliate links, and Bangbox can just trade for you. I am never going to trade again once Bangbox comes out. Why should I? It'll do it for me. Tone, see you tomorrow. Everybody, thank you for watching. Only the diehard fans are still watching at this point, but we'll see you tomorrow. Happy Thursday.
Nope, nope. We're going back to screen share for 1 minute. I found it. Here it is. Here's another trade that he did. Same guy in India. This is the US dollar versus the Indian rupee. He took the trade. We're going to go. I'm going to start with the daily once again. We are going to go to it. This was in 2018, not 2019, 1 year earlier. We're going to go and find the top. This is freaking insane. Here it is. You can see it on the bottom here. Here is the daily MRI top on 11th October 2018. So 6 months before he traded Titan. Right here, there was an extension C and B that ended, extension A. A few days later, a week later, on October 11th, there was an MRI top on the daily marking the top. If we turn this into a weekly chart on October 11th, right here, this is the weekly chart on October 1st. You can see the first week of October, you have an MRI top with an extension C. The following week is where the daily top MRI came in. That was extension B. it had an intra-week high, but not a new closing week high. And now if I go to the monthly scale, on a monthly scale, we're going to 2018. Oh, that's in the 90s. We're going to 2018. Right here, that's what the month of October looked like. He took this trade on the day of the top, which was the daily MRI. He texted me the day he took that trade, and the Indian rupee just crashed for 7%. 7% doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're a currency trader, this can literally be, I mean, if you think BitMax went crazy with 100x, currency trades are 1,000x.
Yeah, yeah. If you halved that, and yeah, that's a huge move. That's a huge move in currencies,
So
big
so
time.
this is what we look for. I mean, he made a whole career out of finding a daily MRI top inside a weekly MRI top inside a monthly MRI top. It literally happens maybe once a month on some asset around the world, right? Like you're literally looking at one trade somewhere in the world across a billion assets. I mean, this is not easy to line up.
That's awesome. All right, see you tomorrow.
All right, bye guys.